Survival pressure does not wait for a child to grow up. To fill the stomach of her fast-growing chick, for the first time the mother eagle is forced to break the rules. Leaving the nest together is a dangerous gamble. The once secure sanctuary has now become a vulnerable empty dead zone. Every danger of this harsh rocky wilderness begins to converge on the 30-day-old life. Concealed only by a few fading oak leaves, the lone chick must now face the dark shadows alone, with its primal survival instincts fully awake. Under the scorching midday sun, the master of the sky begins his silent patrol. From hundreds of meters high, his vision, 8 times sharper than a human's, will not miss a single breath of death on the ground. Survival pressure does not wait for a child to grow up. To fill the stomach of her fast-growing chick, for the first time the mother eagle is forced to break the rules. Leaving the nest together is a dangerous gamble. The once secure sanctuary has now become a vulnerable empty dead zone. Every danger of this harsh rocky wilderness begins to converge on the 30-day-old life. Concealed only by a few fading oak leaves, the lone chick must now face the dark shadows alone, with its primal survival instincts fully awake. Under the scorching midday sun, the master of the sky begins his silent patrol. From hundreds of meters high, his vision Survival pressure does not wait for a child to grow up. To fill the stomach of her fast-growing chick, for the first time, the mother eagle is forced to break the rules. Leaving the nest together is a dangerous gamble. The once secure sanctuary has now become... Survival pressure does not wait for a child to grow up. Survival pressure does not wait for a child to grow up. To fill the stomach of her fast-growing chick, for the first time the mother eagle is forced to break the rule. Survival pressure does not wait for a Survival pressure does not wait for a child to grow up. To fill the stomach of her fast-growing chick, for the first time, the mother eagle is forced to break the rules. Leaving the nest together is a dangerous gamble. Survival pressure does not wait for a child to grow up. To fill the stomach of her fast-growing chick, for the first time, the mother eagle is forced to break the rules. Leaving the nest together is a dangerous gamble. The once secure sanctuary has now become a vulnerable empty dead zone. Every danger of this harsh rocky wilderness begins to converge on the 30-day-old life. Concealed only by a few fading oak leaves, the lone chick must now face the dark shadows alone, with its primal survival instincts fully awake. Under the scorching midday sun, the master of the sky begins his silent patrol. From hundreds of meters high, his vision, 8 times sharper than a human's, will not miss a single breath of death on the ground. Spotting his target, the eagle folds his wings, plunging into a near vertical dive at breathtaking speed. This is a deadly survival dance, refined over millions of years of evolution. The hunter has succeeded, but back at the empty nest, another predator has just found its prey. When the guardians of the sky are away, the natural order is instantly overturned. The apex predator now becomes the target of a shadow on the ground. Without parental protection, the only weapon for this fragile life is fear, transformed into the fierce fury of a future hunter. The battle for survival has reached its absolute climax. Blood is about to spill on this cliff of death. instinct has triumphed over death. In the world of the snake eagle, a mother's love is not just a shield, it is a fierce weapon to protect the bloodline of the sky rulers. Stains of combat, the chick's gaze transforms. It finally understands the true cost of survival. The danger has passed. The violent storm on the cliff leaves behind a deeper bond. Now the reward of courage is about to be granted. A unique feeding ritual in the avian world. The snake is not torn apart but stored entirely inside the father's crop, acting as a natural preservation box before being handed over. Here there is no coddling. To survive, the chick must learn to swallow death whole. Devouring an entire snake is a mandatory stretching exercise. It prepares the young eagle's digestive system to handle massive prey in the future. The feast ends. A full stomach is the reward for a fighting life. But as twilight falls, a new chapter is about to unfold. Dusk falls, closing a long day stained with life and death on the barren cliff. A day of survival closes not just with a full stomach, but with a priceless lesson in courage. To become a master of the sky, every single second in the empty nest is a testing trial of destiny. The boundary between the predator and the prey sometimes is only a single moment of spreading wings. We've all heard the phrase bird brain, used as a casual insult. For centuries, we assumed that birds were simple creatures driven purely by instinct, operating on tiny primitive brains. But modern science has uncovered a mind-blowing truth. We were completely wrong. Deep within the avian world lies an intellect so sharp, so adaptable, and so surprisingly human-like that it challenges everything we thought we knew about intelligence on Earth. Some of these feathered geniuses can solve complex logic puzzles, invent their own tools, memorize thousands of hidden locations, and even outsmart us when we're not looking. Today we are going to dive into the wild and count down the 10 smartest birds on the planet. Get ready, because what they can do will leave you absolutely speechless. Let's start our journey at number 10 with a bird that doesn't just hunt for its food. It actually goes fishing just like a human angler. Meet the green heron. At first glance, this small, unassuming bird hanging around swamps and riverbanks might look like any other waiter waiting patiently for a lucky catch. But look closer, because what this bird does next is pure genius. Instead of standing still and praying for a fish to swim by, the green heron takes control of the situation. It searches for a small object, a twig, a dropped piece of bread, or a live insect. Then, with incredible precision, it drops that object onto the surface of the water and steps back. It sits motionless, watching the floating lure. If the bait drifts away in the current, the heron will carefully pick it up and reposition it closer to where the fish are hiding. When a curious fish swims up to take a bite of the bait, bam! In the blink of an eye, the heron strikes, securing a fresh meal. Think about what is reflex or random luck. The green heron understands cause and effect. It comprehends the concept of baiting, predicts the behavior of another animal, and uses an external object as a tool to achieve a goal. That requires forward planning and abstract thinking, abilities that were once thought to belong exclusively to primates. And this is only number 10 on our list. Trust me, things are about to get even crazier as we go deep. Moving on to number 9. We have an animal that you probably walk past every single day without giving it a second thought. The humble pigeon. Most people dismiss street pigeons as mere pests, but beneath those gray feathers lies one of the most astonishing mathematical and visual minds in the entire animal kingdom. In controlled scientific experiments, pigeons have proven capable of recognizing all 26 letters of the English alphabet, and even telling the difference between human faces in photographs. But it gets even crazier. Researchers trained pigeons to distinguish between paintings by Pablo Picasso and Claude Monet. When shown brand new artworks they had never seen before, the pigeons could instantly group the Cubist paintings with Picasso and the Impressionist paintings with Monet. Even more astounding, Pigeons are among the extremely rare group of non-mammal animals that can pass the mirror self-recognition test. They actually realize that the reflection in the mirror is themselves, not another bird. Next time you see a pigeon in a park, remember, you're looking at a feathered art critic with a high-definition memory. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the secret intelligence of nature, take a quick second to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. It really helps our channel bring you more fascinating wildlife stories every week. Now, let's get back to our countdown. At number 8, we travel to the misty rivers of East Asia to meet a bird with an unbelievable sense of math and fairness, the cormorant. For over 1,000 years, traditional fishermen in China and Japan have formed a unique partnership with these sleek, aquatic divers. The fishermen tie a loose ring around the base of the cormorant's neck, which prevents the bird from swallowing large fish, but allows it to swallow smaller ones. The birds fly into the water, catch large fish, and bring them back to the fisherman's bamboo raft. But here is where the story turns into a mind-bending display of animal intelligence. In many regions, fishermen have a strict rule with their birds. The cormorant gets to eat every 8th fish it catches. Researchers observing this tradition notice something extraordinary. The cormorants actually keep count. When a cormorant catches fish numbers 1 through 7, it willingly gives them up to the fisherman, knowing its reward is coming. But as soon as it catches fish number 8, the bird refuses to move, dives no more, and steadfastly ignores the fisherman's commands until it is given its rightful share. If the fisherman tries to cheat the bird and take the 8th fish, the cormorant will literally go on strike, squawking furiously and refusing to work. This isn't just basic habit. It requires numerical counting, understanding a contract, and enforcing fairness. The cormorant isn't just a hunter. It's a smart business partner that knows its worth.
Here, my friend. This is for you.
Cow.
Enjoy your meal.
At number 7, we head to the isolated Galapagos Islands to meet an extraordinary evolutionary genius, the woodpecker finch. In this harsh environment, finding food in the dry season is a matter of life and death. Real woodpeckers have long, barbed tongues to extract insects hidden deep inside tree trunks. But this small finch doesn't have that physical evolutionary trait. So, how did it solve this problem? It invented its own medical-grade surgical toolkit. When the finch hears a juicy beetle larva wriggling beneath the bark, it flies over to a nearby cactus and snaps off a sharp, sturdy spine. If a cactus spine isn't available, it will find a small twig and shape it using its beak, trimming off side branches until it's perfectly straight. Holding the stick lengthwise in its beak, the finch inserts it into the tiny crevices of the tree trunk, poking and prodding until the startled insect crawls out. Even more amazingly, if a tool works well, the bird will carry it from tree to tree, saving it for future use. This is active, goal-oriented tool modification, a milestone in cognitive evolution that places this tiny songbird in the same problem-solving class as chimpanzees. Flying into number 6 is the gentle giant of the avian world, the stunning hyacinth macaw. Boasting cobalt blue feathers and a massive, intimidating beak, this South American icon isn't just about good looks. It possesses incredible physical mechanics and generational wisdom. The primary food source for the hyacinth macaw is palm nuts, which are wrapped in a sledgehammer, struggles to crack them. To conquer this impenetrable food, the macaw doesn't just rely on brute force, uses physics. Before applying pressure with its jaw, the macaw places a small wedge, usually a piece of tough wood or a folded leaf, inside its mouth to act as a stabilizer. This wedge holds the slippery nut at the exact mechanical angle needed for its beak to exert maximum leverage without losing grip. In captivity, these brilliant parrots have been seen picking lock mechanisms, opening cage doors using makeshift keys, and creating complex games to entertain themselves. But what makes them truly special is how they pass this knowledge down. Young macaws spend years learning the physics of nutcracking from their parents, proving that intelligence in these majestic blue giants isn't just hardwired into their DNA. It's a living, breathing culture passed from one generation to the next. breaking into our top 5 is the infamous mountain-feathered mischievous genius of New Zealand, the Kea parrot. Known as the clown of the mountains, the Kea is the world's only alpine parrot, living in harsh, freezing environments where curiosity isn't just a personality trait, it's a crucial survival strategy. Tourists in New Zealand know keas all too well because these fearless birds will literally disassemble parked cars, pulling off rubber wiper blades, unbuttoning backpacks, and unscrewing metal parts just to see how they work. But don't let their goofy behavior fool you. In formal cognitive tests, keas have demonstrated mind-bending levels of logical reasoning. They can understand cause and effect chains involving multiple steps, such as pulling a lever to drop a weight, which releases a key, which unlocks a box containing food. Even more impressive is their ability to cooperate. In multi-agent puzzles where two birds must pull opposite ends of a string simultaneously to get a reward, geese quickly realize they couldn't do it alone. They will actually wait for a partner to arrive, communicate through subtle head nods, and pull the string at the exact same millisecond. They don't just solve problems, they work as a tactical team. At number 4, we take a look at a tiny avian engineer that proves size has absolutely nothing to do with brainpower. The sunbird. Often confused with hummingbirds due to their small size and iridescent feathers, sunbirds found across Africa and Asia possess a sophisticated understanding of architecture, energy management, and tactical deception. Sunbirds feed primarily on flower nectar, but they are not mindless gatherers. They are master risk analysts. A sunbird will evaluate the depth and shape of a flower blossom before attempting to drink. If a flower's petal tube is too deep, requiring too much energy to hover and reach, the sunbird will perform a clever shortcut. It uses its sharp beak to pierce a tiny hole directly at the base of the flower, bypassing the pollen completely to steal the nectar inside. Scientists call this nectar robbing, and it shows a bird actively cheating the rules of nature to berries. Furthermore, their nesting techniques are pure architectural genius. Female sunbirds build hanging, purse-like nests made of fine plant fibers bound tightly together with stolen spider silk. But they don't stop there. To protect their eggs from predators like snakes and hawks, they attach loose leaves and debris to the outside, creating a camouflage shield that makes the nest look like a clump of dead leaves floating in the wind. Some species even build a tiny roof overhang above the entrance to block rainwater and hide the door from plain sight. That's not just building a shelter, that's designing a stealth fortress. Stepping onto the podium at number 3 is a bird whose intellect will completely redefine how you view language and emotion in animals. The African gray parrot. For decades, scientists believed that parrots were simply mimic machines, repeating human words without understanding their meaning. But famous researchers like Dr. Irene Pepperberg and her legendary African gray, Alex, shattered that myth forever.
Well, aren't these delightful colors? A yellow triangle. Back you go.
An African gray parrot possesses the emotional capacity of a 2-year-old child and the cognitive problem-solving skill of a 5 to 7-year-old human. These birds don't just repeat words, they understand abstract concepts. An African gray can identify over 100 different objects, distinguish shapes, identify colors, and count items up to 6. If you show a tray of mixed blocks and ask how many red squares are there, the parrot will look at the tray, mentally filter out the wrong shapes and colors, and verbally answer with the correct number. Even more mind-boggling, African grays have shown an understanding of the concept of zero or none, abstract mathematical idea that human children take years to grasp. They can communicate their desires, express frustration, and even apologize when they make a mistake.
You are so smart, aren't you? Cool. Yes, you are.
And now, at number 2, we encounter the undisputed master craftsman of the animal world, the New Caledonian crow. Found on a tiny island in the South Pacific, this jet-black bird holds the crown for inventing the most sophisticated tool technology of any non-human species on Earth, outperforming even chimpanzees in standardized tool use tests. In the wild, these crows construct specialized hooks from spiny leaves and twigs to dig out fat beetle larvae from tree hollows. But when brought into research laboratories, their abilities become almost terrifyingly smart. In a famous experiment, scientists presented a New Caledonian crow with a straight piece of wire, a material it had never seen before in its life, and a deep tube containing a small bucket of food. The bird quickly realized that a straight wire couldn't lift the bucket. Without hesitation, it held one end of the wire in its foot and used its beak to bend the other end into a perfect hook, then used it to fish the bucket out. Even more insane is their ability to solve multi-step puzzles. In complex experiments requiring up to 8 sequential steps, the crow must use a short stick to reach a longer stick, then use that longer stick to release a stone, then drop the stone into a box to release a key, and finally use that key to get food. The crow evaluates the entire setup, plans all 8 steps in its mind before making a single move, and executes the sequence flawlessly. High-level engineering. That is, high-level engineering, foresight. And now taking the crown as the undisputed #1 smartest bird on Earth, the majestic common raven. With the largest brain-to-body ratio of any bird species, the raven doesn't just display clever tricks. It possesses a complex mind capable of deceit, empathy, abstract reasoning, and long-term future planning. Ravens are the ultimate tactical masterminds of the natural world. In the wild, if a raven notices another raven watching it hide food, it will pretend to store the food in one location, wait for the spy to leave, and then secretly move the treasure to a safer spot. This requires theory of mind, the ability to understand what another individual knows or doesn't know. Even more revolutionary was a study proving ravens can plan for the future just like humans. Scientists trained ravens to use a specific tool to open a puzzle box containing a treat. Later, they presented the ravens with a tray of various items, including the tool, but held the puzzle box back for 24 hours. The ravens didn't just pick the correct tool, they saved it and held onto it for an entire day, knowing they would need it tomorrow. They can exercise self-control, delay gratification, and anticipate future needs. Traits once thought to belong strictly to humans and great apes. Combine this with their complex social bonds, playfulness, and ability to hold grudges against specific humans for years, and the raven stands alone at the absolute apex of avian intelligence. Looking back at this incredible journey, from fishing herons to tool-making crows and visionary ravens, one thing becomes crystal clear. The phrase bird brain should no longer be an insult, but a profound compliment. Nature has spent millions of years designing minds that are radically different from ours, yet capable of awe-inspiring feats of logic, creativity, and brilliance. It reminds us to stay humble and look at the natural world around us with newfound wonder and respect. Which of these 10 avian geniuses surprised you the most? Did you expect the raven to take the top spot, or were you amazed by the art-loving pigeons and tool-making finches? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video fascinating, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your fellow nature lovers, and hit that subscribe button to join our community. Thank you so much for watching. Keep exploring the wild, and we'll see you in the next adventure. Have you ever wondered why nature invested so much imagination into birds? While we humans need paint and brushes to create art, the wild uses living, breathing canvas. Color in the animal kingdom is never just an accident. It is a language of love, a shield for survival, and a message from evolution. Today we are going on a breathtaking journey around the globe to meet 15 of the most colorful birds on Earth. Creatures so vibrant, they look like they flew straight out of a painter's dream. Get ready, because what you are about to see will truly blow your mind. Our journey begins in the vast sun-drenched savannas of Africa. Perched high on a lonely branch looking like a gemstone against the dry grass is the lilac-breasted roller. This isn't just a bird, it's a living rainbow. Scientists count up to 8 distinct colors on its small body. You can see a rich purple on its breast, pastel blue on its belly, and a striking turquoise on its wings. But why so bright in a land of predators? Well, these colors help them spot each other across the endless plains. And when they take flight, they perform incredible acrobatic dives and rolls, which is how they got their name. Watching a roller dive through the African sky is like watching a flash of neon light dancing in the wilderness. It's the perfect welcome to nature's art gallery. From the quiet savannas, we fly straight into the chaotic, joyful rainforests and coastal towns of Australia. Here, the trees don't just rustle, they chatter. Meet the rainbow lorikeet, a bird that looks like it accidentally fell into every bucket of paint available. With a deep blue head, a bright orange chest, and a lime green back, this parrot is a pure explosion of energy. Lorikeets are the ultimate social butterflies of the bird world. They travel in noisy, happy flocks looking for sweet nectar and pollen. Their bright colors actually match the brilliant tropical flowers they feed on, acting as a strange kind of camouflage. But more than their looks, it's their playful personality that steals your heart. They are loud, messy, and full of life, a true reminder that nature loves a good party. Now, let's leave the noise behind and step into the misty, sacred forests of central China. Here, hiding in the dense bamboo thickets, lives the creature of royal beauty, the golden pheasant. If the lorikeet is a party, the golden pheasant is a royal coronation. The male is a masterpiece of evolution. He sports a golden yellow crest that flows down like silk, a brilliant red body, and a magnificent orange and black cape around his neck. When he wants to impress a female, he fans out this cape like a majestic striped shield, hiding everything except his bright yellow eye. It is an ancient, beautiful dance of seduction that has happened in these mountains for thousands of years. Even in the shadows of the deep forest, this bird manages to shine like pure gold. deep within the remote, untouched rainforests of Indonesia's islands. A tiny creature, it's preparing a stage. This is the Wilson's bird of paradise, and it possesses a color palette that seems almost alien. Look closely at its head. That isn't feathers, it's bare. Glowing neon blue skin that looks like it's powered by electricity. Combined with a bright yellow cape, a crimson back, and turquoise feet, this bird is a living rave. But the male doesn't just rely on his looks, he is a perfectionist. Before performing his courtship dance, he meticulously clears every leaf and twig from his court on the forest floor, ensuring that nothing distracts the female from his brilliant colors. When she arrives, he flashes his iridescent green breast shield. In the dim light of the jungle floor, it is a mesmerizing, almost hypnotic spectacle. It's a powerful reminder of how far nature will go in the pursuit of love and beauty. Nature never ceases to amaze us with its endless creativity, does it? Each of these birds tells a unique story of survival and wonder. If you are enjoying this visual feast and want to uncover more breathtaking secrets of the wildlife world with us, please take a quick second to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. By joining our community, you help us bring more of these incredible stories to life. Now, let's travel across the ocean where another colorful icon is waiting for us. Welcome to the vibrant, humid canopy of the Central and South American rainforests. Among the dense green leaves, a heavy silhouette appears, carrying a splash of impossible colors. This is the keel-billed toucan, often called the rainbow-billed toucan. At first glance, you might wonder how such a small bird carries such a massive beak, but nature is a brilliant engineer. The bill is actually hollow, made of a lightweight protein called keratin, and supported by tiny bone struts. It's as light as a feather but functions as a remarkable multi-tool. Its chaotic mix of lime green, bright orange, and baby blue isn't just for show. It helps them recognize each other in the thick canopy and plays a vital role in regulating their body temperature during hot tropical days. Watching a toucan toss a berry into the air and catch it perfectly is like watching a playful circus performer who brought all the colors of the rainbow along for the act. From the tropical heat, we move to the tranquil, misty waters of East Asia. Here, floating peacefully on a mirror-like lake surrounded by autumn leaves, is a bird deeply rooted in ancient folklore, the mandarin duck. In Asian culture, they are symbols of lifelong love and fidelity. And looking at the male, it's easy to see why he inspired poets for centuries. He doesn't look like a real bird. He looks like a delicate, hand-painted wooden sculpture. His feathers form complex, geometric shapes, blending rich copper, deep purple, striking white whiskers, and two unique orange sails that rise from his back. While most ducks look somewhat similar, the Mandarin duck male is in a league of his own. Yet this beauty is fleeting. After the breeding season, he sheds these magnificent feathers, hiding away in the shadows until the next spring calls for his royal return. It is a beautiful lesson in the temporary, cyclical nature of wild beauty. As a wildlife researcher, I am often fascinated by how environment shapes color. Let's travel back to the harsh, dry grasslands of northern Australia to meet a tiny bird that seems to defy its rugged surroundings, the Gouldian finch, often called the rainbow finch. This species looks like a living palette of pastels. They sport a bright green back, a yellow belly, a purple breast, and here is the most incredible part. Their heads can naturally be black, red, or vibrant orange. In the wild, these head colors aren't just for fashion. They actually determine the bird's personality and status within the flock. Red-headed finches tend to be more dominant and aggressive, while black-headed ones are more easygoing. Sadly, due to habitat loss, these little flying jewels are endangered in the wild. Seeing them drink at a waterhole is like watching a handful of colorful confetti scattered across the dry, dusty earth. Now let's soar back to the lush, boundless skies of the Amazon rainforest. Look up, and you might catch a flash of fire streaking across the green canopy. This is the scarlet macaw, one of the largest and most iconic parrots in the world. With a body covered in blazing scarlet red, brilliant yellow, and deep royal blue, they are impossible to miss. In the dense jungle, these loud, bright colors actually help them stay connected with their mates over long distances. Scarlet macaws are incredibly loyal. They mate for life, flying side by side through the sky and sharing everything from food to gentle grooming sessions. Their heavy hooked beaks are strong enough to crush rock-hard nuts, turning them into vital seed dispersers for the forest. They are the true spirits of the Amazon, loud, resilient, and unapologetically beautiful. Our next stop takes us into the quiet, mist-shrouded cloud forests of Central America. Here, revered by ancient Maya and Aztec civilizations as a sacred symbol of freedom and light, lives the resplendent Quetzal. The word resplendent doesn't even begin to do it justice. The male boasts a vibrant green body that shifts from emerald to gold and blue depending on how the mountain light hits it, contrasted against a deep crimson belly. But his true glory lies in his magnificent twin tail feathers, which can grow up to 3 feet long, trailing elegantly behind him like a royal ribbon as he flies through the foggy canopy. To the ancients, killing a Quetzal was a crime. They would only catch them, pluck a few feathers for royal headdresses, and set them free. Watching this creature glide through the misty trees is a spiritual experience. It feels less like bird watching and more like witnessing a myth come to life. Sometimes spectacular colors are worn by the most efficient hunters. Let us sit quietly by the edge of a crystal-clear river in Europe to watch the common kingfisher. This bird is a masterclass in optical illusion. Its back features a brilliant metallic blue and turquoise, while its underparts are a rich, warm orange. When sitting still on a branch, the orange belly blends perfectly with the earthy riverbanks, hiding it from predators below. But once it spots a fish, it transforms into a high-speed missile. The kingfisher dives headfirst into the water at incredible speeds, using its specialized eyes to see clearly beneath the surface. Watching it break the water, catch its prey, and return to its perch in the blink of an eye is a breathtaking display of raw nature. It proves that in the wild you can be incredibly beautiful and incredibly deadly all at the same time. From the riverbanks, we journey high into the misty mountains of Costa Rica and Panama. Here, darting between tropical flowers at lightning speed, is a creature that seems to hold a literal rainbow in its throat, the fiery-throated hummingbird. This tiny bird is a marvel of flight, capable of beating its wings up to 80 times per second, allowing it to hover perfectly in midair. But the real magic happens when the sunlight hits its feathers. At one angle, it might look like a simple greenish bird, but as it turns its head, its throat suddenly ignites into a dazzling display of fiery red, brilliant orange, yellow, and deep blue. It looks less like feathers and more like liquid jewelry shifting in the light. This breathtaking brilliance is used to defend territory and attract mates, showing that even the smallest creatures can command the grandest attention. Our next destination brings us to the historic forests and grand landscapes of South Asia, home to one of the most famous symbols of natural luxury, the Indian peafowl. The male peacock is the ultimate showman of the animal kingdom. While his body is covered in a deep, majestic royal blue, it is his enormous train of tail feathers that steals the world's attention. Growing over 5 feet long, this train is decorated with hundreds of iridescent eye spots that shimmer in shades of emerald green, gold, and bronze. When a peacock courts a female, he raises this massive fan and vibrates the feathers, creating a hypnotic, shimmering wall of color and a rustling sound that is impossible to ignore. It is a spectacular evolutionary gamble. Carrying such a heavy tail makes it harder to escape predators, yet it remains the ultimate test of strength and genetic beauty in the wild. As we enter the final stretch of our journey, we return one last time to the high canopies of the Amazon rainforest. Sitting quietly at the very top of the tallest trees, bathed in the bright tropical sun, is the spangled cotinga. This bird does not just have color, it has a glow that defies description. The male is covered in an intense electric turquoise blue that seems to absorb and reflect the sky itself. This brilliant blue is beautifully patterned with black spots, creating a shimmering effect, and is contrasted by a deep wine-red throat patch. Because they live so high up in the forest canopy, they are rarely seen by humans on the ground. To catch a glimpse of this sapphire of the Amazon sitting silently against the green leaves is a rare privilege. It is a quiet reminder that some of the planet's greatest treasures are hidden far out of our normal sight, living their lives in perfect, colorful isolation. From the giant trees of the Amazon, let us travel to the vibrant island of Cuba, where we find a creature that is as adorable as it is colorful. Meet the Cuban toady, a tiny, round bird that looks like a plush toy brought to life. Weighing only a few grams, what this bird lacks in size, it more than makes up for in pure concentrated color. It features a brilliant lime green back, a clean white belly, a bright red throat patch, and delightful pink flanks on its sides. The toady is a bird of high energy, sitting on low branches and constantly scanning the air for insects. When it speaks, it makes a distinctive, charming clicking sound. Watching this little ball of neon feathers hop around the bushes is pure joy. It reminds us that nature's artistry doesn't always require a giant canvas. Sometimes the most unforgettable masterpieces come in the smallest packages. Finally, we reach our 15th destination, the tropical rainforests of the South Pacific. Here we meet a bird that looks like a watercolor painting come to life, the lilac-crowned fruit dove. While most people think of pigeons and doves as plain gray birds, the tropical world tells a completely different story. This dove is a breathtaking arrangement of soft, beautiful pastels. It features a delicate lilac purple patch on its forehead, a soft green and yellow body, and a vibrant orange patch on its belly. As its name suggests, it feeds almost entirely on colorful tropical fruits and berries, helping to plant new trees across the islands. Seeing this dove move gently through the branches is like watching a peaceful meditation on color. It is the perfect finale to our list, a bird that embodies the grace, harmony, and endless beauty of the natural world. We have traveled from the open savannas of Africa to the deep jungles of Asia, from the vast Amazon to the islands of the Pacific, witnessing 15 unforgettable birds that redefine what color means. But as a wildlife researcher, I must also share a deeper truth with you. Many of these beautiful creatures are facing incredible challenges. Climate change, habitat destruction, and the illegal pet trade are quiet threats that could make these living rainbows vanish from our skies forever. Protecting them is not just about saving birds, it is about preserving the very soul and vibrancy of our planet. Color is nature's gift to us, a reminder of how rich and beautiful life can be when it is left wild and free. Thank you so much for traveling around the world with us today. Which of these 15 birds surprised you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. If you want to keep exploring the deep secrets of the wild and support our mission to celebrate the natural world, please hit that like button. Share this video with another nature lover and subscribe to the channel. Your support means everything to us. Until next time, keep your eyes open, stay curious, and never stop wondering at the magic of the wild. Goodbye, and see you in the next journey. Imagine waking up one day and the world is completely silent. No morning songs, no chirping in the trees, no wings flapping in the sky. It sounds like a movie, doesn't it? But right now, as you watch this, some of the most beautiful, unique voices of our planet are fading away forever. We share our Earth with wonders that survived ice ages and massive changes, yet today they are fighting their hardest battle just to exist. In this video, we are going on a journey to meet 10 of the rarest birds on Earth. Birds so close to the edge of extinction that you might be among the last generation to ever see them. If you love nature, please hit that subscribe button because every voice matters in saving them. Let's begin. Our journey starts in the deep, magical forests of New Zealand. Meet the kakapo. It's not just a bird, it's a living contradiction. The kakapo is the world's only parrot that cannot fly. It's also the heaviest parrot on Earth, looking like a soft green, mossy bowling ball with feathers. Because they spent millions of years without any predators on their island, they forgot how to fly. Instead, they walk, climb trees with their strong claws, and sometimes freeze completely, hoping no one sees them. They have a sweet, friendly personality, almost like a puppy, and they smell like honey in old violin cases. But when humans brought cats, rats, and stoats to New Zealand, the kakapo's peaceful world crashed. They couldn't fly away. By the late 1990s, only about 50 of these beautiful birds were left alive. They were literally staring into the abyss of extinction. Thankfully, a team of dedicated scientists and volunteers stepped in. They moved every single kakapo to tiny predator-free islands. Today, thanks to 24-hour protection, artificial breeding, and pure love, their numbers have crawled up to around 250. Every single kakapo has a name. They are fighting back, but they are still in critical danger. Seeing one in the wild is a true miracle. Leaving New Zealand behind, we fly across the massive Pacific Ocean to the rugged, sun-drenched canyons of North America. Look up at the sky. If you are lucky, you might see a shadow so large it looks like a small airplane. This is the California condor, the largest flying land bird in North America. With a breathtaking wingspan of nearly 3 meters, these kings of the sky don't just fly. They glide effortlessly on hot air currents, traveling up to 160 kilometers a day without flapping their wings even once. They are nature's ultimate cleanup crew, keeping the ecosystem healthy. But by the year 1987, human activity, especially lead poisoning from eating hunted animals, brought these giants to their knees. The entire world held its breath. There were only 22 California condors left alive on the whole planet. 22. It was an absolute emergency. In a desperate, historic move, scientists captured every single remaining wild condor. It was a risky gamble to breed them in captivity. To prevent the chicks from bonding with humans, biologists used special hand puppets that looked exactly like adult condors to feed them. Against all odds, the gamble worked. Today, thanks to this incredible rescue mission, there are over 500 California condors, and more than half of them are flying free once again over the Grand Canyon. They are living proof that when we choose to fix our mistakes, nature can heal. When you think of a bird, what comes to mind? A sweet little sparrow singing on your windowsill, a graceful swan gliding across a lake. Well, forget everything you know about birds, because nature has a wild, rebellious side. Deep within the darkest swamps, the densest rainforests,
deep within the frozen Arctic tundra, a